Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Intan Zulaika binti Karun Azman, commonly called as Intan. Today I'll be explaining about the two words that I've chosen, which is genre and often. These two words will be explained using parts about the correct and wrong pronunciation and how the pitch and intensity are different from each way it was pronounced.
Often.
I'll start with my first word, which is often. When the word often is pronounced correctly as often with a silent T, the part pitch contour shows a smooth pattern with a highest pitch on the first syllable of the pitch, then slightly falls on the second syllable, showing natural stress placement. The intensity graph also shows the strongest loudness on the first syllable and a gradual decrease towards the end of the word. Now we are moving on to the wrong pronunciation of the word often, which people often mispronounce it as often. However, when often was pronounced incorrectly as often, the pronunciation of the T causes a brief disruption in pitch and an uneven intensity pattern. This results in a sudden burst of loudness, and that makes the word sound more forced and less natural.
Often.
Now moving on to the second word. For the word genre, the correct pronunciation is genre, begins with the voiced fricative j, which produced a smooth pitch rise in parts with the main pitch peak on the first syllable. The intensity remains balanced throughout the word without the sudden loudness spikes, giving a soft and natural sound.
Genre.
Next, in contrast, incorrect pronunciations such as genre or genre show a sharper pitch onset due to the use of plosive sounds, but displays a sudden increase in intensity at the beginning of the word, making the pronunciation sound harsher and less fluent compared to the correct version.
Genre.
That is all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day to Dr. Putri. My name is Amelia binti Karan McKenna, matrix number D202511158807. I'll be presenting two words which are mischievous and February. Now these two words are commonly mispronounced, and I shall show the difference between the pitch and intensity of the correct pronunciation and the incorrect pronunciation of both words. So first we have the word mischievous, which is pronounced incorrectly.
Mischievous.
Now as you can see here, the pitch goes down for a moment, then here it raises again, and here it wavers for a moment because it appears as though the speaker is unsure where the stress should be until it eventually goes down again. And here the same, the intensity is a part miss, and it goes up, miss, G, V, because it rises again here, and then us here, down here. In comparison to the proper pronunciation, which is
mischievous.
As you can see, the pitch is much more uniform as it raises slightly here and then lowers as the word comes to an end. And similarly, the intensity is also much more uniform as you can see, mischievous, mischievous. For the next set of words is February. Now the incorrect pronunciation is
February.
Yes, now here we can see that the pitch sort of wavers its way down. The speaker is unsure, but it starts from high to low. February. The intensity rises during the Feb, you, worry. The you, worry part remains quite uniform and then goes down during the re part. Then the correct pronunciation would be
February.
February. So unlike the incorrect one, which is February, this time we're pronouncing the R, so it becomes February. Now here we can see that the pitch drops. It starts off quite high, and then it goes lower, and then it drops in the ru part. February. The re part is higher again because that's the clearest part really. And then even with the intensity, it starts low and goes high during the Feb. This is the ru part, ruwa, and then re goes down all the way to the end. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hello, my name is Nur Alifah binti Amran. My ID number D20251115769. Now, I would like to present my two words that I chose, which is vegetable and comfortable. There were three main aspects that we will look during this video, which is the duration, the pitch, and the intensity. So, I hope you enjoy hearing my explanation.
Vegetable.
I would like to present my first word that I chose was vegetable, the correct pronunciation of vegetable. After observation, the word vegetable has a total duration about 0.82 seconds. It reflects the word's three-syllable structure, which is vegetable. If you look closely, the pitch represented by the blue line shows that the fundamental frequency varies throughout the observation. At the beginning of the word, the pitch is relatively higher. It then shows a slight rise and fall during the middle syllables before gradually declining towards the end of the word. This pitch movement reflects natural English intonation. Now, the intensity contour shown by the green line. The intensity peaks during the stressed syllables, particularly in the middle of the words. Towards the end of the word, the intensity decreases, showing a gradual reduction in loudness, which is typical in natural English consonants.
Vegetable.
The incorrectly pronounced has a duration of approximately 0.80 seconds. This contrasts with the correct pronunciation, where some syllables are reduced or weakened. The pitch data represented by the blue line shows higher and flatter pitch. Pattern remains relatively steady. The intensity rises and falls slightly across syllables. In contrast, correct pronunciation show clearer intensity peaks rather than the incorrect words.
Comfortable.
Moving on to the word comfortable, it only took about 0.63 seconds. The pitch, which the blue line, shows a gradual downward movement throughout the word compared to the intensity peaks near the beginning of the word. This indicates that the highest loudness occurs on the stressed syllable, after which the intensity demonstrates correct stress placement and syllable reduction plays a vital role in the pronunciation. This word commonly mispronounced as comfortable. The duration was 0.75 seconds. Other than that, the pitch shows steady pitch at the beginning and rising movement at the middle. Not to forget, the pitch is decreasing towards the end of the word. Next, the intensity peaks at the first syllables and move downward at the end. It concludes the lack of syllable reduction in the incorrect version rather than the correct pronunciation. Comfortable.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Umar Shamina binti Zunaidi with the metric number D2025115818. The words that I've chosen are Wednesday and receipt. Alright, for the first word. The correct pronunciation is receipt. Receipt. The pitch goes steadily higher at the sound of the word R, and then it goes higher and slowly decreasing at the sound of the word T, the explosive T, and the P is silent for this word. Receipt. Whereas as you can hear, in the wrong pronunciation for the word receipt is that it goes steadily higher at the sound of the word R, and then it goes steadily decreasing instead of just now we see that the sound of the word T goes a little bit higher and then slowly decreasing, but with the wrong pronunciation it goes steadily decreasing without any increase of pitch. Wednesday. Moving on to the second word, which is Wednesday. Wednesday. So the right pronunciation for this word is that the NES, ness, is silent. So you can see the pitch here. It goes steadily static, but then slightly increasing at the sound of the word W. Wet. Wet. But you have to keep in mind that the word, the sound of the consonant ness is silent, hence no pitch. But then there is a static, steadily static pitch at the sound of day. Wednesday. 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 So for the wrong pronunciation for the word Wednesday is Wednesday. Wednesday. So you can see the changes here is that there are three pitches. So the first one, slightly increasing and then steadily increasing at the sound of the word, the consonant word. And then it's the wrong pronunciation, hence it has the second pitch, which is ness, steadily decreasing. And then for the last consonant, which is day, at first it's steadily decreasing, but then slightly increasing at the end of the word. That's all from me.
Hi, my name is Norafisha Jasli. People always call me Rafisha. My metric number is D202511157771. So the word that I choose for today is library and honest.
Library.
And for the correct pronunciation of the word library, as you can see, when I said library, the green one start to rise up, and that is when the blue line start to appear. And then when the green line start to rise up, and then it goes down. That is when the word library, which is the first syllable, is stressed, and it goes up and then it goes down. And when it goes down, that is when the library, which is another syllable, is unstressed, so it goes down. Also for the intensity and pitch, the moment when I say library, which is the first syllable, that is when the peak of the pitch of the word appear, and the maximum of the intensity.
Library.
And for the wrong pronunciation of the word library, which is some people pronounce it as library. So for the word library, which is the wrong pronunciation of the word library, there are three syllables, and for the intensity there are multiple equal peaks, and also for the pitch is there are several pitch accents.
Honest.
And then I will explain to you guys the correct pronunciation of the word honest. So the correct pronunciation of the word honest is honest. The H is silent. It has two syllables. The moment when I said honest, the pitch peaks, which is it rise up, and when it rise up, the pitch peak signals that the word is stressed. And when I said nest, which is honest, and it goes down. So when the pitch goes down, it signals that it is unstressed. For the intensity, so the maximum intensity appears on the first syllable, which is on, and then it reduces when I said nest, which is another syllable. So honest, it goes up and it goes down. So higher intensity reflects stress and emphasis. And lower intensity shows that it needs. Lower intensity shows vowel reduction, and low intensity shows vowel reduction and weaker articulation, which is another syllable.
Honest.
And for the wrong pronunciation of the word honest, the H is not silent, while the correct pronunciation, honest, the H is supposed to be silent. So in terms of pitch, the pitch contour appears slightly late because the sound of H does not carry pitch. The delay pitch only appear when the voicing start on the vowel, which is O and est. This is because the H does not have a vocal fold vibration. So that's all from me. Thank you so much.